smart guy, a quarterback, and he was intimately involved in that game and that play. Why isn't somebody like that available for interviews? What you're thinking there? You don't want him. A freshman. He's old enough to be drafted and go fight for our country.
Right, no doubt. What year is he in school?
Freshman.
We have a policy here, and Jacob Easton adheres to that policy too. Thanks.
Coach, second look after Saturday's game with the film, anything stand out to you about him? And also, are you prepared to name him as your starter?
Yeah, the big thing with Jacob is he's improved every game, and that's what we want to continue to do. He continues to improve and develop. It helps our offensive football team. Jacob has done a good job up to this point. He has to stay in that mindset of being able to execute our offense. That's the most important thing. Yeah, and Jacob's going to be able to start our game, assuming he has a good week of practice. He will. But that's the plan going forward, is that he continues to practice well and do the right things, and he'll be the starter.
Kirby, is there an adjustment when you change offensive line coaches in terms of what these guys do in the game in terms of blocking schemes?
Usually you're blocking the plays that you have installed offensively. So philosophically, whether it's the power, a lot of people block the power the same way. Some people teach different steps, different splits, different things like that. But for the most part, running plays are running plays, and I think across the board, you watch all of college football, a lot of people block the same plays the same way. So when you talk about scheme-wise, there's not always a lot of change. I think philosophically there can be changes in how you play people, what protections you use, but that's some O-line coaches are different than others. But I'm certain there's been some changes in that room from that dynamic, but a lot of the players are the same.
And is it contributing to what's going on the last couple of games with
What went on last year?
in terms of run block?
Yeah.
Not as good as they'd like, probably.
It's the same way we feel. So I mean, to me, that's the biggest difference is the change of coaches, but a lot of the personnel is the same on the offensive line. And you got to do a great job of getting those guys better. We got to keep getting them stronger throughout the year. We got to become a physical football team that can run the ball. That our identity is not going to change. We got to do that. We got to be stubborn and believe we're going to do that, and we got to just play better.
Coach, Lamont Gaillard is listed as the starter at right guard for this week. I know we saw a little bit of Deshaun Sims and Solomon Kinley sort of coming in after that timeout right there. Is Gaillard the plan at right guard moving forward?
Yes.
Staying on the offensive line, has there been any thought about experimenting, shuffling some guys around, giving them in different spots and giving them different opportunities?
What are you suggesting?
Not really suggesting. I mean, Isaiah's played some at left tackle.
Move Isaiah, move Catalina in?
No, just in general. Just
Yeah.
I mean, maybe Isaiah. I mean, Catalina to the right,
because
stuff like
we
that.
had practiced that in camp and tried that already. And we looked at every combination we can, and we'll continue to do that. Those guys practice when y'all aren't there. Besides the 12 minutes you are there, they do those things, and we look at them. And we go against defense. We go against Trenton and John, and then we go over and do one-on-one pass rush when you guys aren't there, and they pass pro. And Isaiah plays tackle, and different guys play guard. And then at the end of the week, we say, what's our best lineup? So, hope that answers your question.
Kirby, the last 3 weeks, you've had the first game, first win, first SEC win. Are you kind of glad now that things kind of settle in, and I call it kind of getting into the rhythm of the season, where there's less distractions, etc.
It's not really like that for me. Really, to be honest with you, the season's the season, so it hasn't been the first is, because I felt like the first game was the road game, because we went and played at the Georgia Dome, and it's really not, for me, I feel like every week's been the same. It's game week, and we have a game week routine, and every week that routine's been the same, so it really hasn't been one week different than the other. I try to make sure that the opponent names, faces, all that doesn't matter. We're trying to focus on us. We certainly got a lot to work on. We got a long way to go.
With throwing the ball 55 times, it looked as if the pass blocking was pretty quality from the offensive line against Missouri, but the run blocking may have slipped at times. What do you have to do to create a more balanced offense sort of up front?
You have to be able to run the ball better. And effectively, we talked about run efficiency. We were only run efficient in the first game. And efficiency for us is the success at which you run it on first down, second down, and third down. And we haven't been run efficient in the last 2 games. So if we ask how do we do that better, we have to create opportunities that our kids can be successful in. And that's the challenge we have as coaches, and that's the challenge we're going to issue to our players.
I'll prepare for you to stare daggers at me. Are you reviewing your policy on scholarships to place kickers?
Oh, no, I don't have a policy on scholarships. What policy do I have on scholarships?
Not policy, but you said in the spring that you think it's easier to find walk-on, basically,
Well, we
kickers
didn't
than
have any 2
punters.
signed this year, because basically when we got here, every good kicker that I'd known in recruiting was signing somewhere. All right, and we're gonna always go and recruit kickers. It's a matter of whether we're gonna commit a scholarship to it or not. That is not a policy by any means. I firmly believe that you gotta have a great kicker. I've been around when you didn't, you know, and that to me is, can we find the best one? And can the best one be the best one? Because I've been around the ones that come and they're the best one at the camp, then they come into your place and they're not, and now you've got them for 4 years. So I think there's a fine line in that. Just like experience last year at Alabama, we had the Panero kid that was unbelievable. And we were going to put him on scholarship, no doubt. He's committed there, and then he ends up flipping to go to Florida. So if there's a guy that's a difference maker, certainly going to be on the scholarship, that guy. And we'll continue to look in that mode.
Kirby, last week, obviously Charles Harris disrupted. You play another one in Marquise Haynes. How are they similar, different? How do they go about their business?
They're both really good players. You know, Coach Chaney really felt, and I felt like Charles Harris was a really good player coming out of the game. He was better than we even thought. And going into this game, Marquise Haynes is a really good player, and we know that. Seen that firsthand. He's a dominant pass rusher. He can disrupt plays. Talented player. They got some similarities, but Haynes has just done it for a longer period of time.
Regarding kickoffs, what's been going on with Rodriguez? I guess you guys switched up during the last game, and I think you alluded to maybe some kick coverage guys were missing. Did you have some injuries there or something?
No, we really did. I mean, we had guys getting injured, so we're getting depleted there. You know, Tim Hill went down, who had been doing a good job. Reggie Wilkerson had an ankle in the game, but that wasn't what contributed, I think, to the kick coverage issues. It was more ball placement, hang time, those things with Rodrigo. And he knows, we've been very honest with Rodrigo. He's got to improve in that area. And to be honest, he did show improvement with Nichols, and then it went down and didn't kick it as good. So, you know, if he's not kicking as good, can't continue to do the same thing. And we've got competition going on at that. And just like the O-linemen, they practice every day, and we chart it, and we usually tend to make the decision based on what happens in practice. And that's what we did last week. I mean, he kicked better in practice, but he didn't do that in the game. So we went with him.
Kirby, being a former DB, are you satisfied with the back end play right now? Last week there were some big plays, and as a safety, there's one main responsibility is not to let the play behind you. How's that progressing?
Well, first is what's your definition of satisfied? Because I'm never satisfied when you give up 50 yards passing as we gave up. Satisfaction to me comes in every player playing to the best of his ability, and every coach putting those players in the best situations. Have we done that? No. So I am not satisfied.
Last question.
Coach, after the North Carolina game, you said Christian Payne was one of the players of the game. Can you assess his game, especially being able to catch the ball in the backfield, especially for the touchdown, and assess how he played on Saturday?
Yeah, Christian Payne played a really good game against North Carolina. He played physical and did some good things for us. The last 2 games, he probably hasn't played as well. He has caught the ball out of the backfield very effectively, and he is a tough, hard-nosed player that plays as hard as he can. But we've got to do a better job with him of getting some movement on people and creating some space in the run game. And I think he knows that. And that's a challenge for him, and he'll continue to work at it. But I am very proud of the fact that he caught most of the ball strong to him and gave us kind of a different element during the past game, in that last game. Thank you, guys.